of the days you're actually going to catch this. We are coming to you today from Forest, Louisiana. Woo! And we're going to get into all of the details why in just a moment. But we also have some of our LDCC, Tallulah, and Lake Providence peeps in the house. Come on. So y'all can say hello to the rest of the family.
Hello to the people.
Yeah, so but yeah, one of you all have to stand over there behind Cameron, and you can come on over here. Amber Saul over here, just walk behind the camera, come all the way over here and stand behind Ryan and say hello to all of our LDCC peeps. Yeah, so we're hanging out in y'all's neck of the woods today.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know, I'm excited.
Yeah, so tell Scott y'all are not coming back to work. 8 hours hanging out here with us doing the podcast, and you have fully earned your pay for today.
You hear that, Scott?
That's it. Thank y'all for sticking around to say hello. All right, so Cameron, you have our question of the day.
I do, and it really shows, what's on the brain when everybody's, in the summertime, trying to get their summer body going, working out and stuff. Ice cream.
Oh, yes.
So
that is counter to getting getting
very
in shape
much
for the summer.
You're correct. And so,
Get your beach body.
Yeah, very much so. But it is on my brain constantly, especially during the hot weather. So what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? How do you like it done? Do you like a shake? Do you like toppings? Do you like it in a cone? What's your ideal ice cream situation?
Well, I like cookie two-step.
Really?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
so tell me, you're going to have to tell us what that is.
Yeah.
Well, it has 2 different types of cookie dough in it,
Oh.
and it's Bluebell ice cream. And I don't know if I'm supposed to say that online, but on there. But
just gave a free advertisement.
Yeah, just free advertisement.
We'll take the money. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah,
So I
sponsorship.
like the cookie two-step. So
Okay.
my daughter got me hooked on it.
So, and it's by Bluebell. So, y'all, look, you may want to check that out.
That
Really
sounds
good stuff.
So good.
Ryan, what about you?
Look, nothing better than a good scoop of chocolate ice cream, just plain chocolate ice cream. It doesn't have to be fancy, dressed up. You don't have to have extra, Oreo cookie pieces in there or marshmallows or something. Just
plain old
smooth.
chocolate ice cream.
If it's pure and good chocolate ice cream, you won't need anything else. You won't need anything.
I'm with you on that. I do love chocolate ice cream myself. But I have a hard time narrowing it down to one flavor.
Yeah.
Because I love so many flavors. But here's one thing that I love to do with ice cream. I like to take a couple scoops of ice cream with some chocolate cake and just crumble it up and just kind of mix it lightly together so that way I can have the cake and the ice cream
A couple
all
of scoops
together.
of what type of ice cream?
It just depends on what I'm in the mood for, because it could be strawberry, it could be cheesecake,
Yes.
it could be banana. I mean, it could be vanilla. Not typically vanilla, because vanilla's kind of plain. But, it's something with some flavor to it, Just not like, I like butter pecan, but I wouldn't do that with butter pecan unless it was maybe like
That's my second choice is butter pecan.
Oh,
And I also like black walnut. I know that's
that's an
acquired
old
taste.
time flavor. Oh, I remember black walnut growing up.
Yep.
Yeah, but like for butter pecan, I probably would do maybe some vanilla cake in it, but not chocolate.
Yeah.
But I do like to mix those two things together.
You're like,
So
I want
yummy.
2 desserts, not just
yes,
one.
yes.
That was very creative. I'm a little more classic, kind of like the both of you. I like a cone. I love a good waffle cone.
Oh, yeah.
First of all. And then I like to get 2 scoops of one flavor, and that flavor is peach ice cream.
Peach ice cream is good.
It is so good, and I love it especially
homemade.
when it's
Oh,
homemade
yes.
and fresh. So
Yes.
peach ice cream in a cone, that's like screams middle of summer to me, the ultimate refresher.
Yeah, that's yummy.
That's a win.
Yeah, that's a win for
W.
me too. That does.
Yeah,
That's
it does
the
sound
epitome
good.
of summer.
That sounds real good.
All right, so for those of you who do not know our guest at the table today, he is part of the LDCC family, and this is Mr. Harold Eggert, who's been around for a long time with
Oh, wow.
LDCC, and you know, we were talking last week in our office space, and Harold told me something I did not know about him and his family, and it is that they own a restaurant right here in Forest, which is why we're here today. And it is called the
Forest Country Place.
Yeah, and it's absolutely wonderful, y'all. So, Harold, before we dive off into it, we're going to invite your family, your wife, and your son over so that they can just kind of say hello and wave to the people. We'll let you introduce them. How about that?
Okay.
All right.
The camera will see.
The beautiful woman over here, over Ryan's shoulder, is my lovely wife and companion and best friend.
Oh,
and
ooh,
so,
a lot of hats.
No pressure
Yes.
now.
Well, I'm older than her, and I want to make sure that she takes care of me when I get older. Anyways, so this is my son Connor. He's 13 years old, and he also does a lot around the store. My wife, she manages it with my daughter,
Okay.
and
Krista
so.
really does it. I just sweep up loose pieces.
Okay. and Connor, he can do just about anything in here. Do you ever cook?
A little bit. I'm employee trainer, so
So
You're in employee training?
yes, yes.
How about that? So this is a family affair.
Definitely.
yes, and then my daughter over here manages it. Come on over, Krista.
You stand behind mom, so that way we can make sure we get your pretty face.
This
on.
is my daughter Krista, and she's a graduate of Louisiana Delta Community College.
Yes, yes.
In fact, she was one of the youngest graduates of Delta,
Yep.
Wow.
and also had one of the highest GPAs.
Yes,
Yes.
I
So-
remember that. I remember that because we wrote a story about her, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
we all
cool.
did.
Yeah, we did. Yay! So we're going to sit down and talk with you in just a little while. Yeah. So this is the family, y'all.
Yes,
This is the
this is the
family.
family. We're missing one of our daughters. She's down at college in in Lafayette,
Okay.
so
Okay.
she couldn't be here today.
Okay. So why a restaurant? Is this your first restaurant?
Yes, we'd never owned a restaurant before. We'd never even owned a store before. So I used to do house spraying on the side, and that's probably the only business I've ever had that was my own.
Okay.
This is a totally different critter. We've learned so much in the past year about running a business, and it's been good. I mean, we've learned a lot. We've made a lot of mistakes, but you know, you try to fix those mistakes as you go along, and then hopefully when you get through with fixing all those mistakes, you got a pretty good business. And we're doing really well. I mean, for a store that's been up for 1 year or a little more than a year, we're ahead of the ball. So
Yeah. So you opened last March, right?
yeah, last March.
Okay.
I was gonna say, talk about the need in the community. Usually places like this only survive and then thrive when there's a need. Like, is this the gathering place for most everything, or, you know, tell us about it.
Well, we
Why?
have a lot of farmers around here, and they have accounts, and they'll come and put their account on, and then all of their hired hands will come and eat here.
They have accounts. Oh my gosh, it feels like I'm watching television. I mean, because this is, you know, it's so common
Mm-hmm.
and within the community.
That's right.
You know, and that's a really major difference, I think, from being, you know, in the city
City,
area
yeah.
versus, you know, the rural communities. And it's like, yeah, in the
Well,
city,
and-
people wouldn't even trust you.
And a lot of the
to
farmers,
have an
a
account.
lot of the farmers, they would have to go all the way to Oak Grove to get something to eat, or they'd have to go all the way down to Epps.
Yeah.
That's
So.
a ways away.
So that's a ways away. So we're the only restaurant, convenience store in the town, right here on the highway. So we get kids from the school coming over. A lot of them will hang out here until their parents pick them up. We have a lot of the teachers that will order from here because it's just convenient.
Yeah,
So
sure.
it's been a nice experience.
That is really nice. So, gosh, you guys really, you talk about filling a need. You guys really filled a need.
Oh, yeah, we look at it as more than just a store and a restaurant. So we're very concerned about the quality of food, so we try to get the best food we can.
And when you say the best food you can, talk a little bit more about that.
Okay, so we buy sausage and we patty it ourselves. We don't buy the frozen sausage patties. We thought they tasted a little bit like shoe leather. So,
Oh, wow.
so we do that. Our hamburgers are premium hamburger meat. So, and we get the nicer buns to go along with it. And we try to give people enough food to where they're stuffed when they get out. So,
Oh, my goodness.
We
so
have
that
something to look forward to.
so that's something that I think is one of the nice things about our store is that we want to provide quality.
Well, all right.
Wow, I mean, this
It smells
is really
like
exciting.
quality. How about
it
that?
Does.
Yeah.
It does. I mean, and it's just a darling place. I mean, gosh. And, you know, your wife said, you know, it gets busy in here at lunchtime. And so she's kind of giving us a heads up because we're going to roll right into lunchtime.
Uh-huh.
And so I think that's really cool. I saw my favorite ice cream where, you know, when I was younger, a kid growing up, the ice cream truck would, you know, come through the neighborhood and I would always get the strawberry shortcake ice cream. And when I was looking around the store and I noticed that you all have the ice cream freezer over there, they have the strawberry shortcake.
That's what you do.
And there, yeah, and it just brought back such wonderful childhood memories, as does the cream soda. I mean, how many summers have you had, you know, growing up drinking cream soda, you know? And in fact, these are some, you know, we put these out here because, I mean, those are really the taste of summer, the root beer floats, you know. And this is our summer series, so we're talking all things
All things
summer.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it fit right perfectly with Cameron's peach ice cream store. Oh, I wonder how would the Fanta have tasted with the peach ice cream and the peach ice cream float.
Delicious.
Oh my gosh.
feel.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to try that.
But go ahead.
I just love the look of this place.
It's so cool.
I can definitely tell. We were talking on off air of how, you know, y'all have gone for like a really kind of vintagey look, kind of, but still wanted to maintain that look while also having the upgrades. So can you talk about like the history of this place, how
Well, this,
that's involved in y'all's experience?
This place, I don't know what it was. Let me take that back. I think they used this as kind of a co-op store back in the probably 30s and 40s.
Wow.
This back end is original, and then the front end was added later.
Okay.
But it's been here for a long time. All of the walls are solid wood. We don't have paneling on the walls. And so what happened is quite a few years ago, probably 2 or 3 decades ago, they turned it into a restaurant and hardware store. And so it was that for a long time. And then another family came and bought it, and they just had the convenience store and the cooking.
Okay.
And so then they put it on the market, and it hadn't been open for a year and a half.
Oh my goodness.
And so we looked at it, and we got it down at a price that we felt was manageable because we knew we were going to have to do upgrades.
Yeah.
Right.
So we had to put in a washroom, a mop room, and handicap bathrooms. We added an
yeah.
air conditioning. We upgraded all the wiring. We got a Hunt's Pizza, and then we got an ice maker to put over the dispenser.
Yeah.
So if we would have had to pay a lot more for it, it would have been really difficult for us to do all that. But it's been good. We got the little tiny ice cubes.
Oh, those are the
Nice.
best.
Yeah.
So
Oh, those are the best.
we were going to do a slushy, but just for our business, it just wasn't going to work out.
Yeah.
We just for
Hey,
the
but you got
cost.
all of these
Oh,
wonderful
yeah, we got
drinks. I
all
mean,
these.
and that you also have the Jarritos drinks as well. I didn't
Yes.
grab one of those to put out.
This
but
is
there
a-
you go.
This is a Topo Chico, and it's mineral water. It's
Mm-hmm.
different than sparkling water. It has the minerals still in it, and it's still fizzy, so it's good stuff.
What's the benefit of the mineral water versus the regular water?
Well, a lot of
Or
the sparkling water is filtered, and it filters all of the minerals out of the water. And then they add carbonation to it and add a little flavor, and they call it sparkling water.
Okay.
And so with this, they filter it to a certain degree, but not to the point of taking the minerals out.
Okay.
And then they add carbonation, and it makes for a healthy drink.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
I'm hopeful that at some point I can interview you about what the issues were, what the mistakes were, the hard parts about opening up a business, because that will be good for any of our entrepreneurial students
Yes.
that are out there
Okay.
wanting to figure out what to do. Maybe I can learn from the mistakes and figure out what not to do. So that's a whole nother show. I feel like.
One of the things that really helped us was the Small Business Association.
Yeah.
They had us do a form, and we had to come up with a business plan. We had to give every stage when we wanted to do this, and I tell you, that was invaluable. I mean, it was
Wow.
amazing, and I would encourage anybody who wants to start a business to start there, because they will tell you the hard facts. I mean, you realize what you're getting into. I mean, you never know until you get into it, but at least they cushioned the blow when it came.
Wow. That sounds like a definite learning experience.
Yes.
Yes, and we decided to go that route. Some people don't do it, but we just feel that education is the key to a lot of things.
For sure. For sure. Wow, that is really that's really interesting, and maybe by the end of the show we can kind of turn the camera around so that people can kind of see, get a glimpse of what the store from the inside looks like. But it makes you feel like you're sitting on the porch, but you're not sitting on the porch.
This is the
you
best
know,
thing that I need him to do.
Oh
want me to
wow!
open it?
What is that?
We've all passed it around and we can't do it, so it's y'all's turn.
Yay! Harold got it. Woo!
That's right.
Yeah, it does have that very much, laid back in the summer, relaxed front porch kind of feel, and it's just really cool.
You almost feel like you're going back in time when you walk
really
in.
do.
Yes.
You really do.
It's part cafe, part general store almost. You got lots of
Yeah.
snacks and stuff. Sure.
Yeah,
And items for sale, I see purses, book bags, things, different things you can purchase. I mean, it's just so.
we even have the Forest Bulldog shirts, so kids can come in and get a Bulldog shirt.
That's great.
So-
That is cool.
So
That is cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cameron, what's next on our
Agenda.
agenda?
We have our Sunshine Socials, which we're going to talk
Yes.
about what's going on around here, especially for the 4th of July, so that we can share with the people.
Yes. So, and reminder, a lot of these things that I find, I go to the Discover Monroe West Monroe website to check it out. And Ryan, do we have that pulled up?
You just say what it is, and I'll likely find it.
So here's something that I didn't know that existed in Monroe, and that's this place called, it's a bike store where you can bike it out. Oh,
Maybe
food
we
is
should
here.
buy
Food is here. Yes. Yes. Oh, right. Okay. So, let's see. So, I have, oh, Cameron, yours looks so good.
I know, right?
And mine looks good too. So, I have, oh, I mean, I'm going away from the camera. The fried jalapenos, which I do love those a lot.
Fried jalapenos.
And I took Krista's recommendation about the club because she says it's so beautiful and it's so good, and she was absolutely right about that. Look at that. And isn't it beautiful? And you all are gonna have to watch me eat it. All right. And Cameron.
I am.
I have a special camera for you, so I'm going to
Whoa.
transition it.
Uh-oh, yay, oh, look,
Right
you're,
here?
oh,
Yep,
right,
perfect,
there.
We are rocking and rolling with a smash burger with everything on it and a side of fried pickles, which I didn't even know you could get a side of fried pickles from somewhere, but I'm so glad because it's literally my dream come true. And with side of ranch, of course. But I didn't.
What all is about, tell us about that burger because I heard you ordering it and.
So it is. I got it on a jalapeno bun, correct? And it's just a smash burger with pepper jack cheese, onions that were sautéed, and I included
Yum.
jalapenos on the burger too. It looks like some fresh tomato and lettuce on there, y'all. I'm
So,
about to tear this up.
so the cooked onions, I love that they did that because Ryan tells me as you get
Need a
older,
fork?
I tell
those
you.
fresh onions, those fresh onions are a little tougher on the body.
I think I can
So,
rock with it.
Sure.
so having them cooked is digest way better than having them fresh.
Yeah.
So you can.
I'm so glad I could give some health advice
I know.
as the resident nutritionist at the table, apparently.
Y'all, also, we forgot, we wanted to talk to Krista about her experience at LCCC. So, we were hoping, can we get Krista on?
Kristen?
If she's not busy?
Of course she's busy.
Right.
They're about to start the
She's
the
running
rush.
a restaurant.
She got her looks after me. Her mother kept hers.
But she may only have like 2 seconds because I think they're about to start.
Yeah.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Krista, I promise you, we're not gonna keep you long because
No, you're fine.
Your LDCC
we know you're
alumni.
running the show.
Yeah.
So when you were at LDC, okay, so tell us first because graduating is one of our youngest students with one of the highest GPAs. What motivated you on that journey?
I don't know. I've always just, Mom and Dad never pushed me to do that. That was something that was my decision, and I've just always wanted to be ahead of the game and get stuff done early. And I don't know, I just wanted to go ahead and get stuff out of the way so I could continue on and start getting into the rest of my life and not, have to be in college for so many years before I got into my career. So I was really enjoying getting to go ahead and do stuff ahead of time to get that done so I could move on.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
absolutely. That's amazing, especially if someone's so young to have that motivation about them to want to get ahead of the curve, Can you tell us exactly, what your degree was in? And,
So it was an associate's in business and technology.
okay.
And
That's it.
yep. I love
Shout out to the BTech program.
right.
We promised we didn't plan this thing.
Yeah. I loved every bit of it, All my professors were awesome and they were so helpful with everything. So
Did
I
you by
super
chance
enjoyed it.
have Professor Pierce as one of your instructors?
I don't think so.
I think that was at a
Or-
time when I was focused more on the IT side of things. and
Yeah.
so- but you probably had Professor
You
Lane.
helped advise me with some of
Yeah.
my stuff though, so that was super, super helpful. Yeah. But I did have Professor Lane for most of my classes and he is so awesome.
Yeah.
He was super, super sweet and always helped me and but he pushed us and that was a good thing. So
The legend continues, Professor Joe Lane.
Right.
Yes, we hear that a lot about him. And
Right.
so you're doing what you study.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you are actually doing it. I mean, when I talked with your dad, he said, we have the restaurant, but my daughter is really the one who runs it.
Yep. As much as I can, I try to make sure Mom and Daddy don't have to come in here. They can, enjoy their life and not have to be stressed with this. So I try to take care of as much of that as I can. But I enjoy whenever they help out with stuff and whenever they're around. I love the family atmosphere. So
And you know what? You all give that vibe here.
Well,
I
thank
mean,
you.
you
Thank
really,
you.
you really do. This is a special, special
yeah,
place.
we so enjoy it, and we love all the customers. It's just we're making memories every day.
Oh, wow.
That
Yeah.
is, oh my gosh, I know, she's gonna make me tear. Oh, it's like my baby has grown up and she's not even a baby.
Right.
That's great. Well, you have given your parents a lot to be proud of, and I'm sure this only scratches the surface. But we're gonna let you get back because we know
Alrighty.
you have a lunch crowd that's gonna be showing up
Yes,
here
ma'am.
shortly.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for talking with me.
No problem.
Whoa.
Okay, Harold, you can come on back.
Hey, how much is it gonna cost me to get one of those cool shirts? That's what I want.
How much are these shirts?
I want a shirt before I leave. All
Okay,
right.
22.
And they come in
This is
different
so
colors,
yummy.
Red
We have
and blue?
blue and red, so
Okay.
they're, or turquoise.
right? I'm not leaving here without a shirt. This is an awesome.
Oh, this is so good.
Hey, before we get on to the events, we forgot to show what I
Oh
got.
yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, Ryan.
So I was fortunate enough to snag the last breakfast biscuit on fresh bread, and let me see if I can change.
Ryan has a special.
Yeah, because this doesn't normally happen, y'all. But this breakfast biscuit right here is sausage, egg, and bacon. Probably hard to tell on the light.
Ooh.
Sausage, egg, and bacon. So I got a special connection thanks to my good friend across the table. And
And that bacon was really calling my name, not yours, Ryan.
so it's okay.
It was
'cause-
on your sandwich. And
Uh-huh.
so look, also on their menu, y'all, is the if you really like breakfast stuff, and that biscuit looks so good. They have
Time out. Can we stop
sausage,
recording?
biscuit, and gravy. I
I need
mean,
to go somewhere and just enjoy
just
this.
enjoy it. No, you have to stay here.
We have biscuits and gravy, and also we do special orders. Like if somebody wants a fried egg and bacon, we'll do that also. And then, we have breakfast sandwiches, breakfast biscuits, and what else do we have? We have fresh coffee. You name it, we got it.
And all the desserts that you can imagine. I mean, oh my gosh, I saw the list of the desserts and I was thinking, my goodness, and Ryan, Ryan really does try to be healthy more than me, I'll say that.
Well, and
And he had to look at the desserts himself.
we have a different menu for lunch. Now you can get hamburgers anytime, club sandwiches anytime. You can get chicken strips. Well, our chicken strips are to die for. They're just
Oh my
wonderful.
goodness.
So so you can get those every day. We do have a hot plate that's different each day. And
Today was that was the barbecue chicken and the mac and cheese,
that's right. So, but every Thursday we have loaded potatoes.
Oh my
And I'm
goodness.
saying they are loaded. And then on Fridays, we have fried catfish.
So you are on Facebook
Mhm.
because I saw a lot of the pictures of what you serve on Facebook. And if you want to go and check it out, just look them up, Forest Country
Place.
I don't know why I keep wanting to say cafe. Forest Country Place on Facebook. And you'll be able to check it out and see everything too. Yummy.
We're not talking. You can tell we're just enjoying it.
Right, y'all. This smash burger is so good.
Okay.
Well, we got people that come to our store all the way north of Oak Grove, and so they try to make their way down here because I think we're second to none. So
I have
And
to
only
agree
an
with
hour drive from Monroe.
Yeah.
For those in that neck of the woods.
I'm gonna tell you, it was so worth the drive. You know, I was coming because I like you and you're nice, but
well, thank you, thank you.
but the food made it so worth it. Oh my gosh.
So
Dinner. Do you all serve dinner? I know you serve breakfast and lunch. What about dinner?
the only thing that we offer up until we close the store at 6 p.m.
Okay.
So we go ahead and we make sandwiches throughout that time, and we also have Hunt Brothers Pizza. And that's where we get a lot of our Hunt Brothers Pizza sales is in the afternoon, in the evening. Because a lot of people, when they're coming home from work, they'll stop in and they'll call ahead and order a pizza. And but we don't have a dinner meal.
Well, I like the fact that you don't have dinner because then that gives you all time to be home together as a family for dinner.
Now,
So that's nice.
we do every once in a while have a steak night.
Oh wow!
and-
You'll have to let us know when that is.
Okay, and we get prime cuts, ribeye, you know, and it comes with dessert and everything, and a lot of times we have live music. So, mhm. And we sell out of all of our tickets for those steak nights.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, it's phenomenal. We were going to try it just to see if it would work, and so we decided to sell tickets to it prior to the date. And I imagine a week before we started the thing, we'd already sold out all the tickets. And then when we had our second one, we had a lady in town that bought all the tickets for her family because she was having a reunion.
Oh my gosh. So y'all really catered her reunion.
Yeah, we catered the thing. We don't do any catering at this point, and we don't do any delivery, but we're kind of thinking about it.
Yeah.
So
That may be another revenue stream, Harold.
it might be. Sometimes revenue streams get eaten up by other things.
This is true. Gotta weigh the
Yeah.
benefits and the disadvantages.
And I think one of the things about running a business is there's a lot of good ideas out there that may not work for you. And you just got to find out what works. Also, an important thing is if something's not selling, you just don't keep it. You put it in a bin for discount, get rid of it, and find something that does work.
Does sell.
And if there was anything I could tell business people, that's one of the top.
Don't keep holding on to things that does not sell.
That's right.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm almost done. Look, that was enough time for me to finish this sandwich.
I know.
Meanwhile, you haven't even been able to try yours.
I know it, because these are so good, man. I can't.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
the fried pickles are so good too, and now I feel like I have my brain right that I got some food in my system, especially delicious food like this. So, oh my goodness. We can roll right into our events now that we have talked to Krista, and we have some different events from Monroe, West Monroe Chamber of Commerce.
Discover Monroe.
Discover Monroe, West Monroe. Y'all,
So
it's
the
4th
bike
of July, so we will be having a lot of events this weekend, right?
Yes, there are a ton of events. So the Bike It Out. I had no idea about this.
What's it called?
Bike It Out.
Bike it out. Let me see.
Now, we're going to be closed for the 4th of July. Everybody goes every place else, and so it's just not. And then it gives our employees a day off.
Right, right. Yeah, and that's on a 4th of July's on a Thursday, so
Uh-huh.
let's see.
Okay, so the Bike It Out, I'm gonna tell you about that. It is on the Discover West Monroe page, though. So there is a bike company or business downtown Monroe, and you can go and rent a bike as an individual. You can rent a bike as a small group. You can rent a bike, rent bikes as a big group, as a girls' night out, for all type of occasions. And you can do tours throughout, like downtown Monroe. And they have adult only, above 18 or maybe 21 even, because you're probably hitting up some of the bars downtown. So there is an adult only bike tour offered as well. So you can check that out on Discover Monroe West Monroe. But you might want to be a little careful with that, since you are riding. You don't want to fall off the bike.
And y'all, if you can't find it on the Discover Monroe West Monroe website, you can just do a search for Bike It Out 318.
Yep, that's
And-
it. Bike It Out 318.
And you'll likely run into their Facebook page. So that'll work out too.
Okay, so just starting July 1st, there are some summer camps available at the Northeast Louisiana Children's Museum. They have one starting July 1st, and then they have other dates for that as well. The camps for the little ones start out at $25, that's ages 4 and 5, and then $35 for ages 5 through 9. And the big camps, ages 9 through 12 for $35. So LDCC fam, if you're looking for something for your little ones to be able to do, you might want to check out Northeast Louisiana Children's Museum's website because they will offer summer camps the entire way through summer. Okay, July 3rd, the Triangle Park Block Party. You see that one, Ryan? July 3rd, the Triangle Park Block Party. That one is free to attend.
We love free things.
Mm-hmm. So that's
Yeah, 4:30 to 8.
4:30 to 8. So that's on the 3rd. That's the day before the 4th.
How do you like
Did
that?
you know that?
All right.
All right.
Afternoon full of Independence Day fun. There will be food, vendors, live music, games, and more. I wonder if Mr. Harold Eggert should be bringing his food down that way. That's right. You're not catering yet, but is there a food truck in stores sometime soon?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be interesting.
we're kind of thinking about it. We also own this building next to the store.
Okay.
It's that red building, and we're trying to figure out what we want to do with that. So, but I don't know. We haven't got through all the logistics of it, so maybe one day.
Yeah.
Be great. Got a good thing going. I'll tell you.
Okay, and then we have the July celebration fireworks on the 5th. Okay, so, that's the annual fireworks show down at the river. And you can view that from the Monroe or the West Monroe side. And then, let's see, there's the out to lunch at the Beaten Heart. You can go and take your, and I think it's at the Beaten Heart Museum, but there's an admission cost to get in, and there are food trucks out there. I love a food truck.
That's right.
Yeah, so they have them all lined up there, and then you can go and hang out at the Beaten Heart and go and tour the museum. So that's pretty cool. There's a lot that's happening downtown Monroe, West Monroe, including an Independence Day pet parade. How about that? I don't have a pet. And I don't want a pet.
I guess you could bring your lizard.
No,
Literally any pet, right?
Uh-huh.
Pet tarantula, like.
I'm pretty sure my granddaughters will be at that Independence Day pet parade. This is what I thought was interesting too, was the Charlotte's Web Live at the Flying Heart.
Oh,
They-
yeah.
Yeah. So, and that is free entry as well. These are just a sampling of all of the things that are available to do on and around Independence Day with all the celebrations. Cameron, I think that you had a list of some things that were in our outer areas outside of Monroe, West Monroe.
Yeah, and some of these aren't even having to do with 4th of July, but at Poverty Point, they're going to have an Artifact ID Day coming up July 13th from 10 to 4. And it's basically just a place, it's like a time and a place where you can go and kind of identify the artifacts that you found on your property. Or
Oh,
private
really?
land. So if you found, maybe arrowheads or, things like that,
Yeah.
you can bring it up there and they'll tell you, what it is what my understanding.
So I just want to let y'all know that Poverty Point's a real neat place to go. It's a mound, and the mound is really tall, and it took a lot of labor to build that thing. 12,000 years ago,
Huh.
and they think the people who lived there actually came from Central America and migrated up here.
Really?
Because the patterns of the forms around the mound is very reminiscent to what they did down there. So it's a really neat place.
Yeah, I've been out to Poverty Point some years ago with our local Girl Scouts,
So
and it was very interesting to walk around and tour and get to see what was there. So yeah,
I've really always been interested in that since it's something right in our backyard, and it's not, a state heritage site. It's not a national heritage site. It's a world heritage site.
That's right.
And, just considering how long ago that earthwork was constructed, I mean, and that it's still standing today, it just really connects you to, our history just as people and living in the world and how old the world is,
And I really recommend that if you decide to come, go on Google Earth first and look at it from outer space. Zoom in,
wow.
and it
I've
kind
got
of
to
gives
do
you
that.
a much better perspective of how big it is.
Yeah, you'd appreciate it a whole lot better.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely want to go soon.
And you got to walk up to the top. They have steps
not
that go
done
up there
that.
to go up to the top. It's worth it.
Yeah, I've not done that.
And did you say that was July 13th? Is that
Yes.
right? Okay.
July 13th. Yep.
Gotcha. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Okay.
So I guess you can just come and go as you please. And then something else that is kind of nearby in Oak Grove is the 7th annual Miss Stars and Stripes. I didn't know about this, but it's a pageant. And
Miss Stars and
Miss
Stripes.
Stars and Stripes. So that'll be Saturday, July 20th at 11. So that'll be at the Fifth Theater in Oak Grove. So
How about that?
cool little pageantry there. And then also in Winsboro, around my neck of the woods, on July 13th, there will be the first annual Ward 3 Community Center Karaoke Night fundraiser.
Karaoke. Are you going to participate, Cameron? You
Probably
can sing.
not. But,
But I heard you have such a good karaoke voice.
Yes, she
No,
does.
no.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're
I'm so
he's
sorry.
drooling over our sandwich over there. Have you tried it yet?
Oh no, but
need to
you
try
know,
a
club
bite.
sandwiches are always
A little messy.
big, anyways. But oh my gosh.
Yeah, take a bite for us.
Look
We
at
want to
that.
know how it is. It looks so good.
Well, Ryan, I have bacon.
You got your bacon. I knew it. Maybe I should get you. Here you go. How about that? How about two?
I just keep grabbing them.
That bacon is so good.
Isn't it crazy how when you eat something really, really good, you get that puzzled look on your face like, how is this possibly this good?
Right.
My
Look, when my
taste buds
mom
are
is
dancing.
look when my mom is eating something good, you always know because if you look at her feet, they're doing this little dance. And I mean, she really
Under the
can.
table?
So
And
she
it's-
she gets the whole body, mind,
The
soul
whole-
involved.
I mean, everything. And you just see her toes, they're just going.
Do y'all know anybody that hums when they eat something? Like they do a happy hum?
I knew
Yes.
a guy that he'd eat something. I mean, just really, you could tell he was connecting with that food.
Well, y'all, it's official. Everything is delicious here. Wow, I'm just so impressed by the quality of food. You said it was quality and you meant it. I mean, just good flavor, good everything. Whew,
That's love right there. See?
love.
The
my
love in food.
I put love in there.
I'm glad it's your time to talk.
Yeah, I was. You're taking advantage. But yes, the Ward 3 Community Center. So Ward 3 is there's an old school down there they're trying to turn into a community center, and so this will all the proceeds for that night will go towards that effort. But yeah, I will not be there. Rustin, back in Ryan's neck of the
Come on
woods.
now.
I see that Fiddler on the Roof is happening Thursday, July 18th.
Yes.
At the Dixie Theater, put on by Rustin Community Theater.
Another fantastic show. Actually, believe it or not, Annie just ended. And then Fiddler on the Roof is happening almost a few weeks right after.
Is that on campus or?
No, it's downtown Ruston at the Dixie Theater.
Oh, okay, all right.
Ruston Community Theater's been
I
putting
didn't
on
hear
quite a
that
few
part,
shows. this
Dixie.
summer.
Okay, wow.
Just it's phenomenal production quality. It seems like every time I go and watch a show, there's something new and exciting, or they ratchet the production levels up a little bit. So these are people this is community based. It's all volunteer, And so there's just people that just enjoy what they do. They have a passion for theater, and they just want to share that with the local community, but anybody who wants to come as well, you know, so you don't have to be from Ruston. We're not going to kick you out if you're not a Ruston native, you know. All are welcome. So yes, please support Ruston Community Theater. The proceeds from ticket sales go to putting on even better shows down the road. So please do so.
So Harold, that's why they're not gonna kick us out.
Oh, okay. There you go.
We're worth something.
Yeah.
The price of the ticket, right?
Yeah.
And I just thought it was amazing that it really had just been, we just talked about one they were putting on last episode, and now they're back to back. Y'all, productions like that are so much work. So much time and effort are put into that. And so I'm so impressed that they were just able to put something on like right afterwards.
Well, you know, you have youth programs, and then you have adult programs too. So there's
Right.
I won't say a split, but when you have one director working on one show for one age group, you got another director in the wings, you know, kind of just setting the stage for it, and it's just turnover. You know, it's just how it is, especially in the summertime. There's quite a few shows that run through Ruston Community.
I enjoy attending a play,
Yeah.
but I don't think I'd ever want to be in one.
You would be great.
I think you would. I think
You
you'd
think
work out
so?
well, yeah.
You
think
would
I'd
be
be
You
great.
could do it.
I'd have to be the leading guy.
Oh, now it's an ego thing. See, look at that. Look at this.
His name would have to be a
Harold,
marquee.
I just want to know, how do we go from, I don't think I could be in a play, to I'd have to be the lead. I mean, there was
Well,
like no in
you
between.
know.
You didn't even grow there. I mean, you just like went straight to it.
Well, you know, I figure if I'm going to be in it, I might as well
Might as well.
shoot for the best position.
All or
That's-
nothing.
You want all the lines.
I want all the lines.
One man show.
I don't want to have to memorize 2 lines. I want to memorize them all.
That's good. All or nothing.
I like it. I like it. Something else from Ruston is the Peach City Classic.
Oh yeah.
Basketball.
I was about to ask,
Tournament.
what is that? Okay.
So filled with high-flying action and fierce competition. When you're a player, coach, or fan, there's something for everyone. That's on July 6th through 7th at the Ruston Sports Complex. There's going to be like trophies, rings, medals. I don't know if this is for high school teams.
Now this is the 4th year that they've done this in a row, and
Is it high school?
No, I don't have those details. I believe it's just many age groups
Okay.
that can participate. It's just an opportunity for folks, if they enjoy basketball, come out and either participate or be a fan. Sometimes I think they're able to get some, you know, quasi-famous players to come by and visit and, you know, say a few things, or even, you know, do an exhibition or something. So I have never been to one, but I've heard of it. So forgive me if I'm not describing it properly. But Peach City Classic, I think my son went to it as a spectator the first year it happened, and he said he enjoyed himself.
You've
takes-
never been and you call yourself a Ruston.
I know. There's things I have not done in Ruston. I'll have to put that on the bucket list.
Yeah, you'll have to. I definitely think that would be fun to be a spectator, to watch the games and, you know, get popcorn and stuff like that. I would
Yeah.
enjoy that for sure. And then one of our last things, this was actually in Ouachita Parish, the Good Days Block Party. Did y'all talk
Yes.
about that one?
No,
Okay.
No, I don't think I did, but I had it down, but I don't think I did.
It's July 5th from 5 to 9, and there's food, drinks, artists, makers. It's an art alley event. So it will be directly before the fireworks going off on the Ouachita River, and admission is free. So that would be a fun little thing to do before you watch the fireworks.
I tell
That
you,
graphic actually made it.
I tell you
That's
what.
actually up there on the screen. Oh my gosh.
if you're gonna go down to watch the fireworks, I would suggest going down very early and getting a seat because it will be crowded. And I also suggest, you know, putting on some type of mosquito repellent. Speaking of
Fair enough.
Speaking of mosquito repellent, so we've been having an issue with mosquitoes in the house. Probably everybody is. I mean, yeah.
Really?
So, you know, and so I've been waking up in the mornings with mosquito bites, and like I have one right down the side of my finger. You know, I had one right here on my face. And so I
It's
have
because you're
gotten-
sweet and they just love you.
You know, I'm not feeling this mosquito thing. I've been sleeping with the sheet like over my head and waking up in the middle of the night going, you know, because it's too hot.
Back in the day, they had the
nets.
The nets, right? You need one of those over your bed.
Lawrence and I went to Walmart last night,
To go for one.
and I think you're only supposed to use this outside, but I used it inside. It was a little box about that tall and probably about that wide, and it has oils, you know.
Did you have to light it on fire?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You just, you
That'd be
know,
dangerous.
no, yeah, no, you don't have to light it on fire. But they do, you know, they do say charge it, and then, you know, you just turn it on, and it just emits the combination of those oils, you know, the stuff that, the
As long as it's
fragrances.
safe for you.
Yeah, it's all natural. I mean, it's
Like
the
citronella.
fragrances, yeah, like that mosquitoes don't like. I slept so good last night. Not one mosquito bite, because it covers a 15-foot parameter.
Okay.
So I got up and went in the bathroom this morning. I turned on the water, and a mosquito flew from the drain up to my window. I was like, I don't care as long as it didn't get me last night.
Oh, are y'all having parties where you keep the front door open or something like that? What's going on?
No, I mean, and we go in through the garage. We don't even go in through the other entrances or exits of the house, and we only come in and out through the garage.
Wow.
But I thought it was just one mosquito, but I've killed a mosquito, and there's still another one in there. So it wasn't just one, but actually, y'all, that little thing works. It's called a PIC. It's PIC, and it's a rechargeable thing that you can use, that you just turn on, and it just emits that oil. And they do have, you know, you do have to get the refills, because it's good for 60 hours, supposedly.
High tech.
So if you don't like mosquitoes and you don't like them biting you, my wife buys like a body spray from Victoria's Secrets that
They sell mosquito repellent.
no, it's not called mosquito repellent, but it does repel them.
I've heard
Amber
that.
Romance.
I've heard that.
Honey, what's the spray that you use? Amber Romance.
They keep gnats away too.
Huh?
We are learning some things today. Okay.
It was funny because my dad, he's in agriculture, and the gnats will bother him. He has to work outside a lot. And so we found out that Amber Romance will keep the gnats away, but he didn't want to walk around at work with the, you know,
Smelling like a
bottle.
Victoria's Secrets model.
Yes, so he ended up putting it in like a non-labeled bottle to carry it around in.
Surely all of his coworkers, it's like, man, you smell really good today.
Yeah, right.
That is funny.
So,
Yeah.
Amber Romance.
yeah.
Yep, I've heard that.
See?
But, you know,
You're gonna have to get it for your wife now.
Oh, I'm gonna
And
do it
I've
for
heard-
myself.
well, look, I've heard peppermint does that, you know, the smell of peppermint. And I didn't have any peppermint oil, but I had peppermint flavor. And boy, one night, I was so mad about those mosquitoes, I went to the kitchen and got some of that peppermint flavor and was like, dabbed it here and here and
Oh,
here
wow.
and here. And
The bed smell.
it did not bother me. The mosquitoes did not bother me, even with the peppermint flavor in it. I was like, I've got to get some true peppermint oil.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, you know, sweet stuff and sweet smelling stuff, we are moving on to our summer eats and treats section.
Going back to Bluebell, we get ready to give them a whole endorsement here. Going back to
Wait,
Bluebell,
can I go ahead and have my dessert now?
Right.
Bluebell actually launched a contest where you could vote to bring back an old flavor of ice cream that they discontinued.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
When was this
so
happening?
there are, Ryan, you want to pull up the graphic? Can you pull up the graphic? There are, I think it was 16, I can tell you in just a sec, hold on. I think there were 16 flavors, maybe 20.
That is such a really
It is really a cool idea. So they started this campaign on June the 25th, and it's called the Great Scoop Revival Flavor Tournament. So they're bringing the March Madness style brackets out of retirement until the next NCAA season. So they have the how many flavors, is it right? You haven't pulled it up yet?
I think I got it now. Let's see. Grey Scoop Revival Flavor Tournament.
So I looked at the
16.
bracket.
Oh, wow.
16.
It's 16 flavors, okay.
I
Yeah.
have the bracket up, actually. That's crazy.
So my flavor, which was the red velvet, was the one that I wanted them to bring back.
Yeah, that lost
It
in the
didn't
first
stand a
round, sorry.
chance. It didn't
The
stand
red
a
velvet?
chance.
Red
But-
velvet cake.
To be
Oh,
fair,
wow, okay.
the Red Velvet lost in the first round.
The
to Group's
cherry.
Cake, which went
Cherry
very
is one
far.
of my favorites. And
Oh,
I always
cherry
wondered
amaretto?
why they got rid of the cherry.
Wow.
Cherry with the chocolate in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my word!
Yeah.
It's like having those little chocolate cherries that you get at.
These are tough, yeah. I mean, Groom's Cake, that's some form of
Blueberry
chocolate there, too.
cheesecake. Wow.
Blueberry cheesecake sounds so good.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you say a winner has been announced?
Mm-mm.
Not yet. Okay.
But I think we're
So we
at the
can still
end.
go vote.
Yeah, I think we're at the end though, because I'm looking at this bracket and it looks like it's going to be Cookie Cake versus Groom's Cake as the top.
Really?
The top two contenders.
Dang.
Wow.
They're battling it out right now.
Groom's cake? I've never had the groom's cake.
I've never had it either, but maybe we'll get a chance to have it.
Wow, this is just a bunch of news and stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, if you go to Bluebell's website, you can not only figure out what's going on with this tournament,
No, it's not. Oh, I thought it was up. Okay.
yeah, but also you can. I'm pulling it back up. Yeah, but you can also see other things that are going on with Bluebell too,
Yeah.
and what things are in the news. So
Yep.
I say go check them out.
The ice cream news.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it.
And-
Yeah.
And
all
who
of
better to
those
bring us the
flavors.
ice cream news than Bluebell? That looked like on your phone you had individual pictures pulled up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was what Miss Darian sent me. It had all of the flavors.
I
So.
don't,
Yeah,
yeah, mine just
so-
has a listing, but anyway.
Yeah, yeah. But that was, I mean, y'all. It's really sounding good after this delicious meal.
I'm telling you.
It would be great right now.
You don't have to go anywhere. When you settle down, you settle into forest country.
Place.
I want to say cafe myself.
Me too.
But
It's like I just need if I had a rocking chair, I could just go sit and just watch the people, the world just go by.
Yeah.
Just right out in
We
the
do
front.
have a church pew out on the front, so
Go
I guess
out
I
and
could
pray.
put rocker on it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
Well, y'all, speaking of, talking about kind of feeling like you're in another place, I feel like I've been reading and transporting to other places through books. And so
Nice
we
transition,
We
Cameron.
are going to our blend books, which I am thrilled to find out what y'all have been reading these past 2 weeks and what you're going to recommend to our viewers.
Okay, so I have gone back and picked up an Old Faithful book because I use it I use it as a reference book.
You reread something?
Yeah.
Okay, we're twinning because mine I also is a reread. So,
Okay,
yeah.
so I have two.
Because she's better than us, right?
of course you is.
It's John Maxwell's Thinking for a Change. I love this book because we're inundated with so much information on a daily basis that sometimes I find myself allowing seepage in that's not good for me. And when I notice it in the way that I'm communicating or in what I'm communicating, I have to go back and give myself a reminder that in order to be different, in order for things to be different, I have to change the way that I'm thinking about things. And so John Maxwell talks about that a lot. And I mean, that's what this whole book is about, is the effects of how you're thinking on your actions and ultimately on your life, because those things affect your life. And so this is a very good book, and I've read it a few times, but like I said, I also go back to it as a reference from time to time, especially when I'm going to share things with other people too that I feel will help their thinking.
You can tell that this one has a little age to it. I don't know if you can see it,
Yeah,
but it's worn. It's
little worn,
little-
little, you
what do
know.
you call that when
It has a patina.
yeah, it's a patina. It's like a sepia type of color to the
Uh-huh.
pages.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's been around for a while. The second thing is not so much a book, but because
That's
it's
a big book.
summer,
Oh, wow.
I wanted to share one of my very favorite recipe books, and it's by the Junior League of Monroe.
Plug.
And it makes a beautiful piece on your table.
Yes, I
Okay.
see that. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful book.
Yeah, it's called Celebrations on the Bayou.
All right. Invitations to dine in Cotton Country style.
Yeah, you can also tell these pages are very,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've had that for a little bit.
Yeah.
And you've been through it a few times.
yeah, a few times.
Okay.
Yeah, I got my favorite ones marked off. But yeah, so that's me.
Wonderful. All right, Brian, tell us what you've been reading.
All right, so I actually just started an audiobook. It's called The Silk Roads.
Ooh.
This is a retelling of history. Maybe trying to get away from traditional like Western civilization and culture instead of the history of the winners, you know, and how
Yeah.
we move this way. This gentleman, he had an interest in unraveling the artifacts of the past and how the Silk Road or the trade routes that interconnected Europe and Asia kind of met in the middle in what we might call, well, might be like today's like Uzbekistan and
Okay.
Kazakhstan and all that stuff, but those
Yeah.
areas, the Middle East, all that stuff, where trade converged. Persia, we might have called it way back in the day, before my time for sure. And so I just got into it. I'm only like into chapter 1, and but the guy is just telling us that there's so much more that we don't necessarily celebrate that's not in the textbooks that we might
Wow.
want to explore just to get a better understanding of a well-rounded understanding of
Yeah.
what has occurred. And that's not to diminish and one for the other, but just to tell the full story. you
Yeah.
know, which I think is right. So
Interesting.
The Silk Roads, I'll put it up because I did find that graphic right. The
Yeah.
new history of the world. And so anyway, it's just an I think it's an addition to what we have grown up learning, and it's nice to get that perspective.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Very. I like that because, you know, that's what history is supposed to be, right? Just factuals of like what happened. So that's really cool. I'm reading Art and Fear, which is one of my old standbys that I do come back to pretty often. And it really, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be just for artists. And I have an excerpt that kind of summarizes, you know, what the book is tackling. To require perfection is to invite paralysis. The pattern is predictable. As you see error in what you've done, you steer your work towards what you imagine you could do perfectly. You cling ever more tightly to what you already know you can do, away from risk and exploration, and possibly further from the work of your heart. You find reasons to procrastinate, since to not work is to not make mistakes. Believing that artwork should be perfect, you gradually become convinced that you cannot make such work, which you would be correct. Sooner or later, since you cannot find what you are trying to do, you quit. And in one of those perverse little ironies of life, only the pattern itself achieves perfection, a perfect death spiral. You misdirect your work, you stall, and you quit. So it's basically just talking about how the fear of something not being perfect that you're working on is the thing that's keeping you from doing it the
Progressing.
best way you can.
Yeah,
You
That
know?
applies to all of life.
it does.
It
That
really
is
does.
a life's lesson,
So
isn't it?
it's not just art. It's, you know, if you're working on a project at work or you're working on, you know, something at home, it's like, you know, you being scared of that, it's in the nature of it. You know, you're gonna be scared, but you're trying something new. Even like your business. You
Yeah, I
know?
was gonna say like starting a restaurant.
Right,
You've never done it
exactly.
before.
And believe me, we approach this with a healthy level of fear.
I
You
can
would.
imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And so, but with that, you know, y'all created something that's truly from the heart of your family because, you know, you don't ignore the fear necessarily. Use it as a gauge.
Yeah.
And you move forward, you know, with the kind of with confidence, you know. And
Yeah,
it pays off whenever you.
And I guess if I was talking to students that were wanting to become entrepreneurs. It's everything's going to have a little bit of fear. Even when buying a house, there's that fear, okay, and it's
Yes.
just part of it. And so you got to decide: is the fear warning you, or is the fear just a healthy approach to what's going on? So.
Absolutely. So yeah, this book is very helpful for me always, and it helps with my procrastination a lot. So I'm glad to be rereading.
Do I get to
Yes.
Love for you.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all can see this. It's called The 10 Caesars,
Okay.
and it gives a kind of a sketch of each of the Caesars, and it's really interesting. You find out what they did good, what they did wrong, their disposition, what kind of leader they are,
Caesars.
and it's kind of it has a little bit of a leadership quality to it that you learn, and it kind of makes sense when you start reading who these Caesars are and why certain things happened in history. So it's really neat,
That is very interesting.
and it's not
Who
written.
was that by?
That is by Barry Strauss, but it's not written in the. You know, you can get some history books that are written very technical. This is not. It's a easy read, but it's very informative. So
Interesting.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Awesome.
We're
Well-
moving down to our last segment of
Yes.
the day. And not,
Jet Set Gym.
yeah, Jet Set Gyms. We're talking about travel. So can you guys guess which are the 3 most visited vacation spots in the U.S.? The 3 most visited vacation spots in the U.S.
Got to be Forest.
I wish. I would say Miami.
That's a good guess.
What, I mean, is there a specific destination in Miami?
The beach.
No.
That
wasn't
doesn't
singled
count.
out.
How specific does it get?
Like actual places.
I just said Los Angeles, New York City, and Nashville.
But any specific places within those states or cities?
Oh wow.
I'll tell you one that I didn't think would be on there. Go
Let me
ahead.
give a guess. A place in D.C. like the Washington Monument or
Yes,
the
something
mall,
like that,
Capitol
but
Mall,
not
something like
that.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Boy, that's hard. I'd say Mount Rushmore.
The
That
Grand
didn't-
Canyon.
That didn't make the list. That didn't make it either.
So the thing I said didn't make the list either?
No.
Washington? Oh.
No.
The Space Needle in Seattle.
No.
I
The
give up.
3 most visited places in the U.S. are.
Six Flags over Texas.
It would be for my family.
Or Disneyland.
Yes, Disney's Animal Kingdom was the 3rd.
Animal Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom was the 2nd. What? Times Square was the 1st. The 3 most visited places in the U.S.
Ryan is
Times
having a
Square
crisis
is
over
number
here.
1. Times Square
That
doesn't
makes sense,
surprise
Times
me.
Square. Yeah.
No, Times
I-
Square
but two-
makes
But the 2, the Magic Kingdom and Disney's Animal Kingdom,
Was
is,
it?
and now I've been to Disney's Animal Kingdom, and it's okay, but it's not like I've done it. I'm not inclined to necessarily want to do it again.
Well, I think people think that it's going to be one way, and so they travel down there thinking it's going to be, spectacular, and then when they get done with it, they're like, it's okay.
Yeah, I don't have to go back.
I would have
didn't even
thought
say
spring break
A
at
Disney
Daytona?
World,
Biloxi or whatever,
Orange Beach.
Orange Beach,
Yeah,
Splash Day. We used to call it Splash Day back when I was,
Didn't
Younger.
didn't even make the list, Harold.
oh my word.
Wow.
Yeah, like I said, Times Square made all the sense.
But Disney is taking up 2 of the spots is so crazy.
These are Americans that are visiting places, or this is the world.
It's
coming to
just the number of people who have been to these places.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I would have thought,
Statue of Liberty?
Vegas and the Strip, and
visit.
it kind of up there.
I thought Hollywood, something in Hollywood.
You know,
I said
it used
Los
to be that the Hollywood stars, you know, that it was a
Or the sign.
big place to go and visit. I don't think that traffic has fallen off a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well-
But I definitely thought that Disney World would have been one of them.
So among the three, what are y'all more inclined to visit? I'm gonna go say Times Square.
I've been to Times Square.
Times
yeah.
Square.
Yep.
I've never been to Times Square, but I would like to go to Times Square.
Yeah.
The secret's unanimous.
Times Square squared.
You know, my days of riding a coaster or a big Ferris wheel and stuff like that, I just don't enjoy it like I used to.
I hope I enjoy that all the days of my life. I still ride them.
I wish I would. My kids, they wanted to go to like Branson and places like that.
Branson is wonderful. They have the what is it, Silver Dollar City.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go into Silver Dollar City, there's this place where you can go and take the cave tour. Have you done it? It is so very cool. I mean, it is so, there are beds in there. I mean, it's so cool.
People don't realize how many caverns are in southern Missouri. I mean, it's not just one or two. It's hundreds.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
And some of them connect way down there.
But Branson has a lot to see and to do. I mean, it really is an awesome vacation spot. I said after the first few times that we went that I couldn't wait for my grandkids to get old enough to be able to appreciate being there, you know, and having the experience. And 2 years ago, we all went, all of my kids, well, all of them, like I have a ton, all 3 of our kids and their families went, and the little ones enjoyed it. And I was living the great Mimi dream of having all of my people right there together. We shared, you know, one of those timeshare places. You know, we had like 2 apartments that connected together, so we were really, literally all together
One
in
big
one
happy
space.
family.
Yes, we were, and it was so much fun.
When I took my kids to the Branson Silver Dollar City, Krista and I rode it was Fire in the Hole, I think it is.
Yes.
We rode that 7
Oh my
times
gosh.
in a row.
It is a ride and a half. I mean, it is so much fun. Yes.
We rode it 7 times in a row. We'd get out, run
Go
around.
back around.
She wanted to get as many times in before the place closed. So
Wow.
Places to go.
Yeah, you got to take your people to
Tell me.
Silver Dollar City.
That's right.
it's a great
And
place.
you and Jake would love it.
Noted. Absolutely. Another good place is Hot Springs. Hot Springs is really fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Walk all
Lawrence
over
and
Central
I
Avenue.
went to one of the horse races, whatever big horse race they have there. Lawrence and I went to that in Hot Springs.
I just love the shows, the wax museum, the crazy museums they have, the magic shows, you know,
There's
stuff like
To
history
the
there.
springs.
I like the bathhouses.
I was about to say, did you go to the springs?
Yes. That is also cool. It's just so
So-
much to do.
Whenever I go, I bring some jugs so I can fill it up with some mineral water. I do that.
Really?
I don't have to spend the money. I just fill it up.
They're probably charging you for it now. It's post-COVID.
I bring it back home.
Everything-
Get your
higher.
license plate. Yeah, Phyllis received it in the mail.
A penny here, a penny there. Makes a difference.
There you go. Well, that about wraps up our podcast for this week.
In
In-
Forest, Louisiana.
Yes, and in 2 weeks we'll be in Jonesboro
At Trainers,
at
right?
Trainers.
Yep.
So Jonesboro, we're coming.
One
Thank
end
you
of
all
the
for being a
service.
part of this.
Yeah, and come and stop in Forest when you're in between Lake Providence, and I have no idea where
When
I
you're
am.
on LA
geographically.
We are-
17.
Yeah.
We're 20 minutes southwest of Lake Providence. We're 4 miles south of Oak Grove, and we're about 50 minutes to an hour from Monroe.
There you go. So whenever you're passing through here or kind of heading in this general direction, you can hook it around and come and check out Forest Country Place.
You
Won't
go
regret it.
north of Delhi.
There you go. Yep. I do know that we did that. All right. See you next, well, not next week, the week after.